Hey everybody, I'm Sean from Southern Audacity. I know it's been a minute since I've recorded a video where I'm actually talking to you all. So today it is Christmas Eve. It's Christmas Eve and I'm stitching last minute Christmas gifts, okay? So I figure I'm gonna press record, talk to you all for a little while and get this hoodie knocked out the way. Let's go to the table. Okay, so for this job, I am going to use the Hoopmaster hooping station along with the 8x13 MightyHoop, okay? The Hoopmaster hooping station will help me get this hooped correctly. And it's just a habit from when I didn't have a hooping station. I use this ruler just to make sure that I know exactly where I want my center mark to be. And I mark my item with a little bit of tailor's chalk, if you can see that blue mark there, right there, that's tailor's chalk there. But anyways, I am going to hoop on here. First, I'm going to put down one layer of tearaway, tearaway. And then the cutaway is going to be closest to the hoodie on the inside, and it's going to stay inside the hoodie, okay? I'm just using the layer of tearaway to give to make sure that it's stable. I don't think that it really needs it, but some things for me are just out of habit, whether good or not so good. Just want to make sure I have enough stabilizer all the way over here. Let's see. Okay, so I've got the stabilizer on there and I am going to wiggle this hoodie over top of it. Let's see here. Now I'm just going to straighten it up. If you're using the same the same size shirt or hoodie over and over again, it's probably not even necessary to mark your center spot as long as you're using the same size. But look, this is an adult medium. I've got different sizes to do. Literally just playing catch up on Christmas gifts. But anyways, I think that is centered good. I need to bring that down a little bit. Okay. And that's the center line of your, I don't even know if that shows up there, but up here, you can see this center line mark here. That would be your center line mark for your shirt or your hoodie or the back of the jacket, whatever you're hooping. So if you want, you could do water soluble. On this, I really don't have a need to. So I'm going to put this on here. It's centered really good. And we're going to go to the machine now. Okay, so this is the Bai Mirror 1501. And I didn't tell you when I was at the hooping station that I have this hoop to where the biggest part, or this part that sticks up, is at the hood, because I'm actually going to hoop this going inwards, okay? Or I should say going from the bottom. And so I'm just going to make sure that none of this is getting caught. And it's in there. Let's see, can you see that? And this is just one color, but I am going to trace to make sure everything is good. Over here, if you hit that start button, it'll give you a quick outline trace. And you'll be able to see where that design is going to fall. Okay, and if you need, it says that the design is too large, because you know what? It's saying the design is too large because I didn't change the hoop. So I'm just going to hit OK. And this is set at the 260 by 260. So I'm just going to move that to a bigger hoop. And by doing that, I've got to come out of embroidery mode. And then I'm going to hit this little cap, will allow me to change it. And so 260 was hoop B. So I'm going to go up to hoop A. And I don't have a cap driver on, so I don't have to take the hoodie off of the machine. And I'm going to hit OK. And it's going to do whatever it needs to do to recalibrate. Okay. And so now we've got space, but I'm going to go back to I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to trace again just to see where it's falling at now. Okay, so we're still good as far as where the design is going to fall. Now I'm going to just hit start so that it can start stitching. Oops, stop. I forgot to flip the design around. I am so glad I didn't go too far with that. So let's see here. I'm just going to pop this out and take those couple of stitches out because it's literally only put in like 4 stitches. So I'm going to take this off, get my seam ripper to pluck the stitches out, and I'm going to flip the design so that it does stitch correctly. Alrighty, so I got those a couple of stitches out, and now I'm going to come back here. I'm going to come out of the embroidery mode. So I hit that EMB button, then I'm going to hit OK because it's asking embroidery mode off, press enter. So OK. Now, it didn't slid all the way over there. So what I need to do is I'm going to hit this set button now, and I'm going to hit this second arrow that faces this way. Is where the single F is, and I'm going to press it until the F is upside down and then click OK. Okay, so now we have it flipped upside down, but we need to make sure that we get the design back to the center of our stitch field. So I'm going to, I already hit OK, so that's that. Now I'm going to hit escape, edit. That's going to give me the option to turn the embroidery mode back on. So yes, we're going to go back to embroidery. Now I need to move the frame so that it does have the design where it needs to be. So I'm going to press these arrows. And while I'm pressing this arrow, it's moving it across on the screen this way, and the frame is moving that way. So I'm just keeping an eye on it to see exactly where it is, because I want to try to recenter this to as close to the original centering as I can get it, okay? And now that looks right there, but that's not the center. I know I don't want the center to be all the way down here. So I need to move this arrow this way so that I can get closer to the top of the hoodie. And I'm sorry, I should have been showing you. Let's see here. Trying to show you both of these. That may not work. But okay, let's see where it's at now. Nope, that's going the other way. Is that center? That might be a little too far up. So we're going to hit set start on this machine. That'll give us a quick trace so that we could quickly, oh, that's good. We could see where those words are going to fall. And they actually fall exactly where I want them to fall. And I could tell that because the red line goes right across where I have that little chalk mark at. I'll zoom in a little closer to see if you can see where I'm talking about, and I'll retrace again. This is the chalk mark right here. Let me get a piece of tape just so that you can see what I'm talking about. Because this is not the center of the design, this is the top of the design. But as it traces, when it traces to the top of the design, it actually crosses paths with what is my center, okay? So I'll show you there again. Okay, so I'm gonna take that tape off and I am gonna hit start. It's already set up to stitch with red thread and we'll just go. So this is a total of 18,350 stitches. So it will take a little bit of time, but not too much time to get this done, okay? And I normally do not have my computer sitting over here. I will end up moving that out of the way. I'm just checking back here to make sure that the bottom of the hoodie is not getting caught up underneath it. It doesn't happen very often, but it is possible if you're not paying attention to where your materials, your fabrics are at. You can get your items stitched shut. I am only running this at a speed of 800, just in case you're wondering.
So as I'm watching this stitch, I'm wondering if it may have come out a little crisper if I did put some water soluble on top. I'm using the same font that I used for a different shirt that I put a different word on, but for some reason this doesn't look as sharp and crisp as my other shirts. So I'm going to let this stitch out and see what happens at the end. The font is by Designs by Juju, and it is an engraved font. I'm using a 2 or a 2.5 inch font, but I did resize it, so the size that's being stitched is not the original size. And if you read the disclaimers on a lot of the digitizers' designs, they will tell you that if you resize, there is no guarantee that the design will stitch out as digitized or as pretty and clean. So there's always a risk when you resize designs.
Okay, I'm just gonna let this go ahead and stitch out, and I'll be back. Alrighty, it is still stitching, but almost finished. Alrighty, so that went off without a problem. It is finished. And let's see here. That is the design. So I'll take it to the table, get the back cleaned up, and I'll give you a final look at it. Alrighty, so we are back to the table, and ooh, I got a little bit of machine oil on the bottom there. So I'm going to try to see if I can get that out. That is not good. The rest looks good. Now, it did stitch pretty much where I needed it to be because I put that painter's chalk right there. So I will brush that out. That'll come out with either me brushing it out or just a little bit of water. So what I'll do now is get rid of this extra stabilizer on the back here. The tear away will do just that. It will tear away. And then I will trim around the cutaway and then fuse it down in place, okay? And so I'm literally just going to go through and tear all of this out. And there's nothing special about it. I'm just tearing it out. Just sit that there. My trash can is on the other side of the room. Let's see. But okay, for the sake of time, you get the gist of it. You're going to tear that off, and then I'm just going to trim around very carefully so that I don't go through all of this work only to cut into the material. That's not what you want to have happen. And this is the fusible, and I forgot to tell you, when you use fusible, feel the sides of it. One side will be smooth, one side will be rough. The rough side is what will go against the inside of the shirt, because once you iron it, it will fuse it in place, okay? And I'll leave links in the description of what I'm using for this, okay? I said okay too many times. And then you could trim it, get it as nice and neat as possible. And I'll be back. Alrighty, so I've got the iron hot, and I'm just ironing the back so that the fusible will fuse. And ironing the back of the embroidery is way better than ironing the front. You don't want to iron the front and take a chance of scorching it. And I do tell people, if you can avoid ironing the front, don't iron the front. If you need to iron something out that has embroidery on it, iron it from the back side. Because most of the time it's done with polyester thread, and that polyester thread will melt under higher temperatures. I don't know how high people get their irons, but it will. Anyways, that is how it looks. It really is not crooked, okay? Move that out the way. What I'm going to do now, and I will check back in real quick, I'm going to see if I can get this oil stain out, because that was not supposed to happen. So what I'm going to try is some Dawn dishwashing liquid, and I'll let you know if it comes out, or if it doesn't come out, I'll come back, okay? So hold on just a moment. Okay, so I did go and tried to wash just that spot out, but a lot more of it got wet. So I washed it with some Dawn dishwashing liquid. I rinsed it, and now I'm going to put it in front of a fan so that it will dry, and I'll be back once it's dry, and we'll see if that oil stain came out. Fingers crossed that this works, guys. Alrighty, so I am back, and I did check over it. It looks like the oil came out. So that is a good thing. Little Dawn dishwashing liquid. And that is it. I'm going to fold this up and get it ready. Just to recap the font. This font is it's an engraved font by Designs by Juju. This is a Gildan heavy blend, and the thread that I use is by Nubro thread. Stabilizer and all of that stuff, I will link it down in the description of the video. And that is it. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or concerns, please leave it down in the comments. Until next time, take care of yourselves.